So for me, what genomics means as a midwife is that I can support pregnant people and their families and identify the risk to genetic condition and support them support them to make an informed decision. Um, and then depending on what the decision is supporting a positive birth experience, no matter what they decided at the onset. So why did I get involved? I've always had an interest in genomics or genetics, and I got involved as a midwife because we're involved in the screening program, the newborn screening initiative, which is a 5-day heel prick test. And then, as you know, with experience, I then progressed to being a hemoglobinopathy midwife, and that is more about looking at the sickle cell and thalassemia conditions. And I was still thinking I need to learn a bit more, I need to know more. So then the job for genomics came, and I just applied for it, did the postgrad in genomics, and I'm really passionate about it because with that knowledge, we can make a difference to the people we serve. So yes, because obviously with my roles, and as a family, I've got families, my own and one of my relatives who had a genetic condition. It's and working as a hemoglobinopathy midwife, it's about, advising them, informing them, getting informed consent, telling them about the conditions, consulting about, advising them, educating them, empowering them to make choices about further treatment. And one of my relatives, they had uh, it's called adrenal hyperplasia, which is an inherited disorder. So knowing about this inherited disorder, how it can have an impact in the patient itself and also the families. So yeah, that's kind of my lived experience. Wow, that's a mind-blowing question because with genomics, we're only just barely like with midwifery, we're scratching the surface, and there's so much scope and hope to expand genomic services. And for me, it's about ensuring that all midwives are equipped with the genomic knowledge so they're able to support and refer pregnant people and their families for further treatment and counselling. So this follows from the previous questions on what lies ahead. So for me, it's about providing, that knowledge, that experience, and looking at new initiatives. So one of the initiatives is we conducting a pilot in one of the maternity units called monogenic diabetes in pregnancy. So that is looking at pregnant women who have diagnosed with gestational diabetes and to see if they're at risk from monogenic diabetes, and then obviously referral for treatment if consented, and diagnose it through non-invasive prenatal diagnosis for the baby. And we have detected a mother and a baby at one of the trusts. So that's a really positive because we are improving the care of our population, and especially the pregnant population. Yeah, and also looking at the GSAN Health Project, which is looking at particular communities such as Bangladeshi and Pakistani who have high risk factors such as the high prevalence of diabetes and cardiac conditions. So therefore, that's a really interesting research project, and looking at inequalities because these are the communities that might not come forward, and it's about engaging with these communities, empowering them, and giving that knowledge that how genomics is important for them.